The romantic town of Monschau in the heart of the Ardennes and near the German-Belgian border plays host every May to participants in the world's fastest growing sport, rough water canoeing, or more specifically, slalom and wild water racing. Almost 300 competitors from 7 different countries have gathered here to try their luck in the turbulent waters of the rivers Perlbach and Ruhr. The sluice gates on the Talsperr Dam were opened to give high flood conditions on the Perlbach, conditions that were to make the slalom course more than a little tricky. The course itself was only 400 yards long, but featured 25 gates, 16 forward downstream, 5 forward upstream, and 4 reverse gates. The average time for completion was 3 minutes. In common with many other top continental courses, the natural rapids and breakouts have been augmented and moved around by man. Planks, metal stakes and steel wire all help to make the breakouts harder, the waves larger and the gates more difficult. The town weir, under a small road bridge at the start of the course, created the first water problems for the competitors. The paddlers have to go down this concrete weir and then break out to the right for upstream gate 1, then turn to the left for downstream 3. Gate 2 was omitted from the course at the last moment. Then a quick turn and reverse through gate 4. The only other difficult gate in the top half was gate 9, a reverse downstream which was positioned over a curling back wave, and if great care wasn't taken, a 50-second penalty from a swinging stern could result. Dave Fawcett from Manchester Canoe Club looks anxiously over his shoulder to see if he's touched gate 3. A nice break-in, clean through 3, an efficient reverse felly glide, and clear through 4. The next paddler too is reasonably neat, but is handicapped by gate 3, trailing in the water. Dave Fawcett again, looking very anxious at gate 3. If he touches it, he adds a further 50 penalties to the 100 he incurred on gate 1, which he missed by touching the next live gate. British-Canadian singles paddler Jim Sibley is next down the weir. A nice breakout, but 10 seconds penalty on 1, followed by another on 3. The second half of the course was dominated by the Kessel, a difficult chute followed by 2 tricky breakouts, one to the left and one to the right. Norman Rowe from Ireland tries it the Submariner's way. Roland Panul from Brussels tries the swimmer's way. The right way. The left way. The back way. Mike Thomas from Southport in Lancashire breaks out badly but recovers well. Cleanly round the red pole, high across and round the green pole. Correct entry into the stream is a must in order to get downstream 16 correctly, hence the paddle play. English-Canadian doubles pair, Allen and Williams at the town weir. Whoops, oh dear, 150 penalties. Court and Goodwin, also from England, and the same mistake. 1970 was the first time that Britain had fielded a full team of 3 Canadian doubles, and it did remarkably well. The Wild Water Race, premier event of the weekend, was between 4 and 5 miles long, with many chutes, weirs and rapids, plus the odd metal stake thrown in for good measure. The winner averaged better than 15 miles per hour to cover the course in 19 minutes. Starting just below the Talsperre Dam, the competitors first negotiate a tricky rapid and chute known as the Polbach weir. Then, after passing between 2 large mills, enter the River Ruhr. Then over a concrete weir and into the town itself. Travelling between the high walls of the houses, under bridges and over the Bierkeller weir, named after the pub on the right bank. Then on through the town to some tricky small rapids, and finally joining the slalom course down to the finish, below the Kessel. Notice how different in shape these racing doubles are from the slalom doubles. The cockpits are much closer together, and the craft themselves are much longer. It's also interesting to compare the different paddling styles. The strokes are much shorter and sharper, and the power stroke much closer to the canoe. After the river joins the road, the paddlers have an opportunity to make up lost time in this fast section of the course, pounding down the long straights and on to the next obstacle, the Bierkeller weir. The Polbach chute and following rapid was the trickiest part of the river race. With the abnormally high water, an extra hazard was caused by trees, normally high and dry, now in the middle of the rushing stream, just in the right place to catch and wrap up a loose canoe and an unwary canoeist.